I've taken one more question from the chapter surface area volume. The question says that the area of the base of a right circular cylinder is 5400 centimeter square and its volume is mentioned as 92400 centimeter square. We have to find the curved surface area of the cylinder. So for example, if I make a cylinder over here, what you should notice that the base of the cylinder is in the shape of a circle. As you must be aware of this thing that the base of the cylinder is actually a circle. Is a circle, right? It's a circle. So what we know here is the area of the base, and which is given as 15400. As you know that the base is in the shape of a circle, so I can say we know the area of this base, that is pi r square, which is given as 15400 centimeter square. Further, it says the volume of this figure is also given as volume of cylinder is pi r square h, that is 92400. And what we have to find out is the curved surface area. So CSA of a cylinder, we have to get this, which is 2 pi RH, right? So we can clearly see that in order to find the curved surface area of the cylinder, we need the radius and the height. So what you can observe here that in this formula, that is if I replace this pi r square with the value of this, as you can see, we know the value of pi r square. So if I replace over here, right, if I replace this pi r square with this value, what we are going to get is this. Let's say if I solve it here. So what I am going to write is replacing this value pi r square with this number, that is 15400 multiplied by h is equal to 92400. So if I get h, it will be 92400 and that divided by 15400. So here these number gets reduced and this is divisible by 154. 6 times is 924. So we got the height here as 6 centimeter. So once we get the height, now we have to get the radius. For that, once again, we are going to place the value using this, right? We are going to use this relation here. So once again, I'm writing here, we have this pi r square h is equal to 92400. So if replacing pi with 22 upon 7, radius is what we have to get, right? So keeping in mind, we are going to calculate the radius. And h we have already calculated here, and this is 6 centimeter, which is equal to 92400. Now, finally, to get the radius of this circle, we need to transpose the values, that is 6 and other 22 upon 7 on the other side. So it's 92400 multiplied by 7 and that divided by 22 into 6. Now, what you need to remember that we have to reduce it, and these are divisible. 9 to 4 as well as 22 is divisible by 11, or you may directly divide it. You may do long division. So if I divide, I'm getting this by 4200. And if I further reduce it, I can see 6 1 times, 6 700 times. So in turn, we got the r square as 700, that is 4900. So therefore, the radius is under root or the square root of 4900, which is 70. So now we had to get the radius. We got the radius here. Number one, we got the radius here and we got the height here. And then we can plug in here to get the curved surface area. So once we got the radius and height, we can straight away find the curved surface area by replacing its values, right? Simply replacing its value, CSA. I'm going to calculate it here, CSA, which is 2 pi RA. So 2 into pi, which is 22 upon 7 into the radius, which is 70, and height, which we just calculated, as 6. Now this is 7 1 times and 7 10 times. So finally we have this calculation, that is 2 into 22, which is 44, and 44 into 6 is 264, and there is a 10, so that is 2640 centimeter square should be the curved surface area of this cylinder.